When I first showed up about 5 years ago, there was no 3D printing here at JCHS, and it was kind of all the rage. The 3D printers were, a lot of foreign companies were getting involved, and there was a race to the bottom in terms of the pricing of them. So all of a sudden, 3D printing went from $2,000, $3,000 a printer down to $300, $400, $500 worth of equipment, making it accessible to the school. I reached to outside donors, and they donated $1,000 for us to buy the supplies and the 3D printers that we use now. And both are still operational from 5 years ago. And Mr. Whalen came to me and showed me a tweet trophy. And I think, if I'm correct, this was made by either Bristol Aggie or Bristol Plymouth. So I thought maybe with our 3D printers we could duplicate that. In fact, this right here is the first tweet ever printed without the pink part. After we're through with it, sanding and priming and painting, we end up with a tweet. And this is pretty much exactly like the original, just a little bit shinier. Then, talking to Mr. Whalen, we decided we could do the actual design. And it kind of coincided with the Oscars actually redid their design from an older, stodgy type of statue to the sleek, muscular looking guy, sort of like me. And we decided it was time to redo it. At the same time, it coincided with COVID hitting. So we thought, to commemorate COVID and moving to a new statue, we added the Plague Doctor. So what we have here is a 3D designed in Blender of the Oscar statue with the Plague Doctor put on top of him. Mr. Farrell, in his wood shop, when he walked on by, said, "Hey, I can make bases for that." So he said, great. He ended up having students create the base, glued them together after we spray painted the tops. And that was a tweet from 2020. So we went from Bristol Plymouth to Plague Doctor, a little bit of a theme. Last year, with the help of Estella Thayer, we redesigned the tweet again, thinking maybe we could do it on themes each year. So the trophies weren't the same. And we brought in, after 33 years of service to JCHS, Mr. McCann. Estella Thayer, again, designed this inside of our Blender program, 3D print it, take it home, gild it up with the gold paint. Mr. Farrell redesigned the base again, just to keep it a little bit changed on up. So we went from Plague Doctor to Mr. McCann. And I had nothing to do with this thing of beauty. This historic artifact might be the best way to, and it was actually in 4 or 5 different pieces. We glued it together. So they farmed it out to Bristol Plymouth. We took over the design, brought in our own little coloring and 3D printing, celebrated COVID hitting our school with the Plague Doctor, honored Mr. McCann, and while I'd like to share this year's statue with you, you'll have to come out to the tweet show to see it.